Goals for sustainable tourism. Sustainable tourism aims to achieve the following goals: economic prosperity, social equity, and environmental conservation. With regards to economic prosperity, there is an assurance that if you meet the customer or visitor satisfaction is the more likely your business will grow and continue to operate. If this happens, this may result to popularity of your business. Always take note, tourist or customer satisfaction is the key to business success. Social culture and equity could be pursued through respecting local tradition, protecting indigenous communities, and preventing the exploitation of women and other vulnerable groups. Social equity can be fostered by getting all relevant stakeholders to get involved in the planning, development, and control of tourism as an activity and an industry. In this goal, every businessman must be equal to all groups and races. He should be neutral on what and where race his customer came from. He should not discriminate anyone based on where they came from and what race they are. Finally, sustainable tourism requires that the environment is safeguarded from destruction and that the tourism industry and tourists behave in responsible manner. Most importantly, business must be environment friendly. Visitors will become responsible. Of course, it should start from your business. How? First and foremost, you have to implement policies which is environment friendly in your business area that all visitors should follow and obey. If they disregard your policies, you should have sanction for every disobedience. Principle of sustainable tourism. According to United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, the principle of sustainable tourism are the following. Number one, enhance the well-being of communities in which tourism takes place. 2. Supports the protection and enhancement of the natural and cultural resources destinations. 3. Recognize the importance of product quality, physical products, hospitality, and services, and tourist satisfaction as key factors for economic success of tourism, and 4. Adopts adequate management and monitoring measures. Tourism should be an instrument for uplifting the quality of life of local communities. According to The Economist 2012, quality of life is an overarching concept that covers the following. The first is material well-being, life expectancy at birth, family life based primarily on divorce rate, political freedoms, job security, climate, monthly temperature and rainfall, personal physical security ratings, homicides rates and risks from crime and terrorism, quality of community life, membership and social organizations, governance ratings for corruption and gender equality, shares of female females holding seats in National Houses Assembly. Requisites for sustainable tourism. Sustainability simply means being able to con- continue for an indefinite period of time. Many tourism projects suffer from the Ningas-Kogon syndrome wherein they tend to experience a rapid boom and bust cycle. They become hot destinations for a few years, then rapidly lack of maintenance, funding, or demand from the target market. To increase the chance of success of tourism sites, a few questions need to be addressed first. Number one, is the area safe? Safety and security are paramount importance to potential visitors. When we say paramount, it is supreme or superior to all others. If an area where an attraction is visited by man-made and natural hazards, which could not be avoided or where mitigation cost area high, it would be best to abandon the project. Man-made hazards include crime, insurgency, war and terrorism, and as well as disease and epidemics. Natural hazards include earthquakes, landslide, erosion, storm surge, tsunami, and flooding. Number two. Are Number two, are the attractions unique? Attraction also needs to be evaluated in terms of their uniqueness and socio-cultural value. They should offer outstanding appeal to be able to draw tourists to the area. An indicator of their importance and uniqueness is if the attraction is a UNESCO World Heritage Sites or if it occupies an important place in the country's history. Example of such attraction are Baroque Church of the Philippines, the Cor- Cordillera Rice Terraces, and Tobata Reefs and the Puerto Princesa Underground River. In terms of historical value, Palangiga in Eastern Samar, one of the most country best known place because of significance of the three Balangiga bells. 3. Do the attractions have social and cultural value? Professor Felipe de Leon Jr. suggests exploiting the following aspect in order to make attraction and stand out. Number 1, excellence. 2, superlative characteristic. 3, authenticity. 4, endemicity, in other term native. And 5, originality and an award-winning park. The highest mountain, the smallest volcano or pancit habhab eaten in an authentic way, or the way locals to straight from the banana leaf to the mouth, or what we call budol fight, or the original buko pie or pancit lumi, or you can talk about the tamaraw and tarsier that thrive only in Mindoro and Bohol respectively. Number 4, it is accessible. In terms of accessibility, an attraction or sites must be within 1.5 to 2 hours away from a major airport or seaport, and within an hour away from a major highway or main town or service center. The service center refers to the nearest major town or city from the attraction where tourists usually stay night and get their food and other supplies. Tourists usually have 2 to 3 days vacation, and traveling should not consume so much of their time. Accessibility also involves the presence of transportation, whether airplane, ship, vans, jeepneys, buses, tricycle, habal-habal, or boat. Preferably, preferably such transportation should be able on a schedule basis instead of having to negotiate for special rates every time. Number 5, is there political support? Another condition is political support. Without the backing of the local government executives, a tourism project may not be able to take off, as the project may not be funded by the local government unit or LGU. In this requisite, requisite you have to collaborate with the LGU, and for you to able to have backing support from the local chief executive, and also for your project to be a success. 6 is the community supportive of the project. The community should also be supportive. To encourage this the stakeholders must be involved in tourism planning at the outset, so that they will own the project. Stakeholders can help in providing data information, which only local residents are familiar with. This includes suggestions yeah, go, as to which site to develop, which sites are safe and not safe, and local folk tales and histories. 7 are their source of funds for the project. 8 are there available utilities and infrastructure. 9 are there on-site facilities. Tapos binun ay preliminary sites assessment includes observation about availability of utilities such as water, power, and infrastructure like roads and bridges in the area to be developed. It will cost less to develop a site when these are present rather than starting from scratch. For example, 1 kilometer of road costs about 20 million pesos, and per local tourism offers in Samar province. Moreover, many tourists prefer places wherein is strong internet connection, convenience stores, and ATMs are other facilities that may tourists see in a destination. Convenience is one of the thing tourists are seeking whenever they went to 10. Number 10 is the area open for tourism development. Tourist facilities and infrastructure could only be built in a certain class of land. Tourism development is restricted in ecotourism sites, natural parks, and marine sanctuaries. For example, ancestral domains and contested lands are also limits for investments. 11. Is the quality of the area conducive for tourism development? It is also important that the place to be developed is free from foul odors and unsightly garbage. Landfill areas and garbage dumps diminish the value of potential tourism attractions. As saying says, cleanliness is next to godliness.